I'm sorry. No.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 2001 A Film Podyssey. I'm your host Kelsey and I'm joined by my co-host Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And today we have a guest on the show, Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, no last names, please.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, not.
Jeez,
Scratch that. Just
jeez.
pretend like you didn't hear
Whitney
that.
Johnson.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just don't want my fans to find me, so.
She goes by Whitney. So, Whitney chose the movie for tonight. Why did you pick this movie before we say what it is?
Oh, sure. It's one of my favorite movies. It's real bad. It's not good, but it's probably like my top 5 or 10 horror movies, and horror is one of my favorite genres. So
Yeah.
again, not very good,
Yeah.
but I very much enjoy it.
So,
Hell yeah.
tonight's movie is...
Jeepers Creepers.
Woo!
So, Whitney, when was the first time you saw the movie?
I would say in 2001. I'm very old. Just a little fun fact, Justin Long's first major role.
Leading role?
Yeah, leading role.
He was like commercials for a long
Yeah,
time.
wasn't he was like an Apple guy or something like
Yeah,
that?
he might have been.
Yeah, yeah.
Kevin was talking about that earlier. We were trying to think of what commercials he was in. We were like, progressive? I don't know.
He
Yeah.
was with John, the guy, the comedian. They were like, I'm Apple and I'm a Mac. No, I'm a Mac and I'm a...
Microsoft.
Windows, yeah.
Clearly,
Funny.
it's really stuck with me in a cultural touchstone.
Did you see it in theaters when it came out?
You know what? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeesh.
Interesting.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was saying before we started recording, I have seen this a couple of times. I think twice, maybe 3 times. But the last time I watched it maybe was late 2000s, like 07, 08. I really don't remember a ton.
Okay, we need to address the elephant in the room. This sexual tension. No, JK.
Oh, there's some weird sexual stuff we're going to talk about, though.
Yeah.
No, can I talk about the director who's a creep?
Yes, that's what I was,
The director's a creep. I think that needs to be said.
Yes.
And it's gross, and I feel bad about it, but also I still like this movie, so.
Yeah, Victor Salva, fuck you.
Yeah, he was a creep before the movie.
I know.
He went to jail.
We looked it up.
Yeah, I looked this up, and I thought it was like something he did in the 80s, but then it came out much later after he made some movies.
No, they knew.
They knew, and he even made a Jeepers Creepers 3 like 2017.
Yeah.
So he's still making movies.
Jeepers Creepers 3 went straight to video, though, guys.
Oh, what a shame.
Because this came out. I saw the second one. This is bad. This one is Jeepers Creeper does not hold up. Does not hold up.
Is Justin Long in the second one too?
He's not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but no, he is
Oh,
not.
Right.
I haven't seen the movie, you guys.
Surprise, Justin Long's in it. I think it came out like more. Was it like Me Too time when the third one came out?
It was 2017.
Yeah.
But I remember very specifically saying, I don't want to watch that movie because that guy's a fucking creep. And because it became much more known at that point in time. And also the second one was so bad, I was like, I'm not going to watch the third one.
Well, third time's a charm oftentimes with movies and, and their sequels.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he did go to jail and did pay his debt to society, I guess, but still, I don't want him like at my house or anything.
Yeah.
Like, he's a gross son.
Yeah, it's like children too.
Yeah. Rhymes with mild mourn.
Yeah, yes.
And
What I don't get it.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So written and directed by Victor Salva.
Creep.
Fuck you.
He named it after himself. He is a creeper.
Yeah, so
I think the
true.
monster is called the creeper, like
he is.
vernacular.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we were looking up some fun trivia. Apparently, the title Jeepers Creepers is like a euphemism for Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Like you would say Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, I see. Okay. Like gosh darn.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But that phrase doesn't translate to any other language other than English, right? So all these other countries had to change the title. Some very good
Like
alternatives.
Meals Dio or whatever. I can't.
Adios mio.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, some of them were goofy. One was like, dinner is served.
Yeah.
kind of giving away a little bit of the plot with that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, I hope the
Okay.
creeper doesn't eat in this movie.
No. So yeah, Matt, you've never seen it, right?
I have no relationship with this movie whatsoever, save seeing some maybe hype in the poster back around when it came out, and I've seen it in lists of movies from 2001 from doing this project, so I'm actually stoked to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to be very good, and I love a bad movie.
But it is
Yeah.
good. But it's not like eyeball titties bad. It's
yeah,
a different
it's
thing.
not Veronica.
Sorry,
from Danzig,
sorry,
but
a deep cut there.
Yeah, deep cut. That was very fun.
everyone's favorite movie if you've
Yeah.
seen it.
I like it. I don't know. I don't want to defend it, but
Yeah. Well, it'll speak
only
for
I
itself.
can make fun of it. Because
It's
I
your
was there.
family.
I was there from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll be very respectful when we
Thank
talk
you.
about it. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get the movie started.
We're gonna pull out Whitney's own DVD.
Yeah.
Dust cracks open and dust fly, moths fly out
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my PS3 and
from
we're gonna
my
watch it.
personal library.
Now I noticed this is one of those.
I hope it's actually in there. Wouldn't that
It
be
is.
shit? Okay.
No, I checked, and this is amazing because DVDs had a limited resolution. This is one of those editions where on one side it's the full screen with the pan and scan.
Oh.
And on the other side it's the 16:9 widescreen where you have like 240 actual vertical pixels of movie because.
That's why I got this edition is
Yeah.
because I'm very concerned with
Pixels.
pixel quality.
Here's some DVD ASMR.
Oh.
Ooh. How did that sound?
It sounded. Oh, I bet it sounded very good.
There's the disc coming out.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right. Yeah. I hope it works. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it in a very long time. I think they can like rot, right? DVDs.
Oh yeah. They're most of them are rotting as we speak.
Yeah.
but this
I've
one-
kept it hermetically sealed in my damp basement.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, you'll hear a snippet of the trailer, and then we'll come back and talk about Jeepers Creepers.
Bye.
Jeepers Creepers. Oh, do you have rights to that song?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No. I can't
Sorry.
pay royalties to that.
I haven't seen a car in 50 miles.
You know what I just thought of, right?
Kenny and Darla,
You believe that story?
that they had to go looking for her head.
They only found the car.
They never found her head.
What's he doing?
The hell is that? He dumped something down that pipe.
Wrapped in a sheet. Is this your idea of a little adventure?
I'm just gonna look.
You know the part in scary movies where somebody does something really stupid and everybody hates them for it? This is it.
Every 23rd spring, for 23 days, it gets to eat.
Eat.
What the hell is that thing?
It's stuck in reverse!
You must have 5, maybe 600 bodies down there.
You've got something it likes, one of you.
You think he's dead?
They never are.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. Wow, Jeepers Creepers, man.
Sounded
Okay,
natural.
maybe don't.
That's the intro. That's how we're coming
Not
back
like
in.
that. That's bad.
Honestly, though, that was a movie, guys.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
I couldn't help but see it. It was very large.
It
Yeah.
was on our big screen. We put out all the stops tonight. Watched it on the best projector setup you could ask for.
Wow. Wow.
Not at all jank in any way.
Okay. Are we actually?
We're going.
Yeah.
We're in. We're in.
Okay,
it.
okay. I was just gonna say, so that was pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
But also, can you see where it was good though? Like it was different than I feel like a lot of horror movies are.
I
Yeah.
liked it a lot more than I was expecting. Now, I will say, though, the things that infuriated me about
Yeah.
the movie were persistent through the
Yeah.
entire movie.
Hey, love it. Love consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know if I buy this from this character. Well, they keep doing it, so it must be correct.
Yeah. It's really like throughout the entire movie, whenever something horrible is about to happen or is happening, there's a lot more standing around and looking at it, and not doing anything.
Let's reenact a moment when they see the creepy, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Nothing.
Now, just because it's an audio medium, we'll just set the picture. There's a creature eating a human in front of us, okay? And here's what we're doing.
Mouth agape.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, nothing. When like someone who was like running would seem like a good option for any of these instances.
Well, look, we know there's fight, flight, or freeze.
They really were hooked on
Every character was freeze.
I feel like one of the characters that is uncredited, that car.
Yeah.
Main character.
The car. Yep.
Also pretty fucking disappointing. As a character.
Yeah.
Like that car really let him down several times.
It was either the car or their poor handling of stick shift.
Yeah.
Or both.
I feel like I don't want. Do we spoil? I mean, are we gonna?
Oh yeah, we spoil.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 20-plus-year-old movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they both should have died for as dumb as they both were.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
and more cops.
Yeah.
We only saw one cop get his heart ripped out.
Oh yeah. Well, we saw the cop earlier too get his head ripped off.
Oh, that's true.
And the partner in his car too. She got pulled out of the car.
Yoinked out somewhere.
Yeah.
That's where the monster got his tongue.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't say anything.
Why does he need that? Whistling.
Yeah. That's right.
But it was whistling when he went to go pick up the. So just for people who aren't familiar with the monster, its name is the Creeper.
Right.
I don't want to tell me if I'm being too pedantic.
No.
It has to eat people to stay alive. It's a monster demon.
Right.
It eats things to like replace parts of its body because it's like a dead creature. It's dusty and dead.
Right.
Except when it's really juicy. That scene in the jail, it was so juicy.
It was moist. Yeah.
And so whose wings did it eat? Because it had wings.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of this movie that makes no like real world logical sense. And they don't even try to explain it really. And that was one of the things, like when that wing popped out, they're driving over him repeatedly, and all of a sudden the wing, and it does it so fast, it's almost like a jump scare shot. And I had to laugh out loud. I was like so surprised to see a wing pop out of that thing.
LOL?
I LOL'd.
You were lolling?
I was lolly. Ooh, I don't really. I'll probably cut that out.
So I think this movie is, despite not being good and having like plot holes you could drive freaking trucks through, I think it's a little bit different than like, especially of the era.
Yeah.
I feel like this was like, everything was like dark and you didn't know what was happening. Like that was a lot of the horror movies at the time. It was just like mysterious bad things happen in the dark and you're like, I don't know, it's a vampire. But there's like darkness and scariness. But this is like shit's happening in the daytime and you're like, that's a fucking monster right there.
Right.
Well, especially compared to Session 9, which was the only other horror movie we've done so far. This was so much more enjoyable than Session 9, and just in a way of like there's things happening more often, like there's a lot more action going on, there's suspense, where Session 9 was a lot of like wandering around creepy abandoned hallways and not a ton of it was a much slower movie, you know?
Yeah, Session 9 I think was like they found a creepy location and just made a story around the location.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
What about this creepy place?
Yeah, right.
Mental facility.
Which, I mean, kind of the same thing with Jeepers Creepers. It was filmed in Florida. Creepy.
The whole state.
Creepy.
A mental asylum.
Yeah,
sorry,
literally.
Floridians, if you're listening.
They're not.
Apologies.
No one in Florida's listening to us. So.
Is it like it's Pornhub? They can't get this here either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie starts with siblings Trish and Derry on a road trip. We presume they go to the same college.
Back for spring break.
Yeah, it's spring break. They're headed back home, which I was noting what college kids are regularly like going home for spring. That just seems weird. Like spring break, you're supposed to go have fun with your friends. Why are you going to visit your parents. It's
Also, I
bizarre.
don't think I saw my siblings at all when I was in college.
No.
Like, I mean, we didn't go to the same college, but also I visited my sister in college, I guess, but
Yeah.
never.
They mentioned the road trip was like 10 hours. They mentioned that early on, that it's a 10-hour drive. So to me, it makes sense. If you're both going to the same place, you would carpool.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
But why the fuck would you drive 10 hours on spring break just to go home? And didn't you just see them in Christmas? Or I don't know. It's just weird.
Derry did have a lot of laundry to get done.
That's
That's true. I forgot. Yeah. So Derry's played by Justin Long. This is actually his first leading role in a movie.
Very young Justin Long.
He's 22. He looks 12.
He looks so like a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
for sure.
he really does.
He looks young now. He's just
Yeah.
going to be a person who looks young.
Yeah.
Sorry, Justin. You're looking great.
He is listening. He actually listens.
Oh, he's a regular.
Yeah.
But you look great. Hit me up.
Gina Phillips, I don't know her from anything else. I don't know if she's been in anything else.
I mean, she wasn't very good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Gina, again. But she was not the star of the show.
Right.
It was
Justin carried it.
It was, Justin was the one who
And
really,
the creeper, Jonathan Breck. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah. Here I got to say about Jonathan Breck. He's not been a lot, but I don't think he needs. I'm going to say, I don't want to be gross, guys, but he's kind of hot. Like, why is he not a face man?
As a regular person
Yeah.
there? Or
Not
as
as
the creeper?
not as the creeper. But
See,
like,
I feel the opposite. I thought he was really good looking as the creeper in this movie.
I mean, he was tall.
Built. Stacked.
Yeah.
He had a real smooth crotch. Love
Yeah,
that.
that's true. That's true.
Did you see those buns?
Yeah.
Oh, we actually did see those buns a fair bit.
I feel like I love a man with a set of wings. Bat wings.
Yeah.
Great.
Batman.
So let's be honest. Jonathan Breck, the creeper, carried the whole thing.
That's true.
At some points, literally.
Yeah.
Carried something.
So they're on the road trip and they get passed by this aggressive old truck that has the creeper.
Yeah, it's Rusty.
Rusty.
So he's a monster, but he also has a license. He also has a hat. Okay, that's where you lost me, monster lover.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that hat, no, I don't care. I know you're hiding some unfortunate hair situation.
Well, he's
but
got to
that
be
hat,
in disguise for when he gets gas or has to,
or maybe
stop
he is worried about skin cancer.
valid. I mean, also, he has a horribly receding hairline.
Yeah.
So,
He also has custom vanity plates.
yes, did he stand in line at the DMV? This is 2001. I don't think you could order that over the internet at the time.
Maybe you could mail a request.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know.
Well, at some point, Giselle, who comes in later in the movie, mentions that
Patricia Belcher.
every 23 years he comes back and it does the thing that he does for 23 days, right?
Right.
So am I to assume that he got the vanity plate, procured this truck, built the tubing and the abandoned church and all that stuff in this 23-day session? Well, then how long do the tags stay good in Florida?
Well, we know that he hasn't built it this time because when Justin Long, we're skipping ahead here, but when he goes down in there, he sees bodies from 20 years prior. So
He sees there's a lot of exposition where they're like, so and so and so and so got
Kenny and Darla.
They only found her body.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, surprise, they're in the hole.
Yeah.
It's like a waxworks situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wish they'd gone a little bit more into like
the preservation process.
That's interesting.
I
like,
know.
Little craft session with the monster.
I was hoping for that
It's
too.
nice to have a hobby. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
He had his
did
little
seem
work
artsy.
table.
Yeah, he was handy and artsy.
Yeah. It's nice to, he's not just a flat, I'm a monster. No, I have interests as well.
I
How
gotta
dare
replenish
you.
my parts to keep doing my art.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skip ahead. So they see them the bad things. Oh, scary, big scary truck, vroom vroom, and then they see him dumping bodies down a hole. A hole. What's that hole doing there? No, we don't know. No one ever says why there's a hole.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't
Which
really...
is like apparently in Florida it's pretty normal just to have a hole.
And
in
this
the
is a
ground.
place, it's by an abandoned church.
Yeah.
And as we see, because our main characters are driving by, and you see shots of like around the church where there's definitely houses and cars and stuff.
I think that was an accident. I think they did not mean for us to see that because it was supposed to be like desolate, nothing around. I think that was some sloppy camera work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, surely. I just don't buy that, like, if he goes away for 23 years, every 23 years.
Yeah, who's minding the church?
Who's minding the church? How come no one came and saw that? Like, someone has to own the property.
Yeah.
Also, where is he going?
Does he just cap off that hole in the ground, maybe?
Where does he go? Is he a cicada? Does he dig?
I honestly
underground?
did assume he goes underground, but I have no idea why I assumed that.
I feel like cicada, there's some cicada references there. Yeah, sure, why not?
Winged creature.
Yeah, creepy face.
I mean, cicadas leave their dead husks lying around. Yeah. He's kind of a dead husk in a way.
If you don't mind, I'd like to paint a picture of the hole.
Please.
Yeah.
It's a hole.
Okay.
And there's a tube entrance. And it's
like a culvert.
Yeah, it's like a corrugated tube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Long slips and slides down through some antics.
Right.
Winds up at the bottom of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Wherein he finds some recently deposited dead bodies, which they had seen him throw down the hole.
One of them not so dead yet.
Yeah. He's almost dead, and then he dies.
Right.
But here's the part I really think that they did not go into enough detail. Maybe in the third one. They really
do they not in the second?
I can't remember. It was so bad. Maybe they really fleshed this out. Mm-hmm. The pun.
I'm not sure.
He's made like a what did he call it? His house of pain.
Yeah.
That's
what Giselle tells us he calls it himself. Yeah. The monster.
Giselle being a psychic, she's like, he calls it her house of pain. Yeah.
You found its house of pain.
The what?
Those bodies down there, that's what it likes to call it. It's house of pain.
And this is where you can insert the jump around.
Yeah.
You jump around?
Okay. I probably won't do that.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, it's like a cathedral ceiling. Mm-hmm. Lovely. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Because it's a cellar of the old church, but lined with naked corpses. Waxy naked corpses.
Yeah, Justin Long says that when he grabbed one, it was like petrified wood.
Wow. That doesn't seem like that could be possible.
I don't get it.
Yeah. But there's that old movie in the newer version with Paris Hilton, Waxworks. I feel like it's along
House of Wax.
House of Wax. Yeah, I feel like it's along that lines.
Yeah.
Some sort of a similar methodology.
The creeper needs to drop his formaldehyde formula, is what we're saying. We need more information. It's not believable.
I feel like there's like lore that is like ham-fisted into this movie. Just like, here's the lore. Thank you, Giselle.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but wait, can you explain a little further? And then they never do.
Because the bodies are like literally plastered up along the ceilings and walls and stuff. And I guess maybe whatever petrifies them or waxes them could also stick them to the thing, but it's not explained at all what or why he does that, why he wants those trophies around.
And when you first see them, later you learn he's eating bits and pieces of them. They don't seem to be missing any bits or pieces when they're on the wall.
And in fact, the creeper goes to a lot of trouble to sew them back together.
Yeah.
Almost just to be creepy.
Yeah.
Weird.
He's just leaning into his whole vibe, I guess.
Yeah, speaking of creeping, we talked about the director being a creep.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like writer-director. I feel like this part of this movie, I don't know the specifics of his crimes, but I feel like maybe there was some sniffing involved.
Yes.
I feel like, like when you hear about Quentin Tarantino and The Feet.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's a similar situation, but sniffing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just couldn't help but bring a little bit of too much of himself into the movie.
Right what you know. Right what you
know. And he definitely knows smelling other people's undergarments, because there's a fair amount of that in the movie.
And he gets into Derry's underwear and smelling it.
And
I love that scene too. So okay, we're a little ahead of ourselves. Derry sees the bodies, and this whole time, this is where some of the infuriating nature throughout this entire movie comes in for me, because every time there's something going on in this movie where a normal person would react or do something or run, these people just don't listen or listen and do the opposite thing anyway. Because Derry's like, run, go get help right now. Go out and flag someone down.
Cut to her leaning against the car.
She's just
lazily.
chilling. Yeah. She's like, and she's
And
not even like paying attention to her surroundings.
And she looks a little perturbed, like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's so hot out today.
Yeah.
My brother's in a death tube.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Death
hot.
tube.
My brother fell down a tube where we definitely saw bodies get dumped a little while ago, and I just can't be bothered to deal with this right now. You know,
Just
like
relax and like not hide, not be wary. Again, this might be where I'm saying, Gina, love you. Maybe this was not her finest acting moment.
Yeah.
Where she like, I want a little bit more of like, oh gosh, I'm worried and concerned and aware of my surroundings.
Yeah, maybe you look stressed out.
Yeah.
Or something.
She
Not
did look good in that tank top, and I think that was like a big part of it. Like,
Yeah, no, she looked really great in the movie. I don't know how much of it is her not being the best actress for the role or how much of it is bad direction from a creepy weirdo director.
yeah,
We'll never know.
I feel like he is not interested in
In her.
her. Yeah.
True.
as a general.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, Kelsey, a lot of their dialogue between Justin Long and Gina Phillips was ad-libbed and kept in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I kind of liked about it, because while they are insufferable and obnoxious, I do kind of believe that they are siblings that get into it with each other a fair amount, and their sort of chemistry together, while again annoying, I thought was believable for two siblings that don't necessarily get along all the time. And to know they were ad-libbing a lot of their parts and stuff kind of makes me think Gina was a little bit better than she seems in the movie, and maybe it was maybe more bad direction, because
Maybe I should give Gina a little bit more credit. I just only have eyes for Justin Long. So.
Well, they were both guilty of that, where, you know, there were multiple times where both of them would just stand there staring open mouthed.
Yeah.
Like fucking mouth breathers. Like, what are you doing? Like,
I mean, this movie would have been 10 minutes long had any other human had been in it, because you'd been like, oh fuck, there's somebody let's go straight to the police.
Yeah.
The moment they say let's turn around and look down that hole, you have to suspend all disbelief.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The inciting incident for the movie to happen is one of the dumbest things in the world.
Yeah.
They get run off the road by the giant truck. It's the second time they see the truck, I think, right? And they get hit several times, get run off the road, it drives away, and then Justin Long's like, okay, I'm not being selfish. We got to go check out that tube where those bodies were thrown, because one of them might be alive. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
You would go to the police. You would drive away, as far away from that as possible.
For sure.
And let someone that isn't you deal with that problem.
Yeah, and that decision like made the problem 100 times worse.
Yeah.
Like, that guy was not wanting to eat you until you fucking got in his hole.
Exactly. He passed.
That's
he
happened to
passed
me a
you up
lot.
twice now.
Yeah.
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 I can't in my wildest dreams imagine a real life scenario where these two would go back and check out the hole. And then even when they're there, he's like, I can kind of see or hear something. Here, I'm going to crawl in the tube head first.
That smells like dead bodies.
Yeah, you hold me, sis.
Yeah. Like all the, yeah. And at some point, the sister says, in a horror movie, this is where you hate the character in the horror movie when they make this bad decision, and you're like, bitch.
Yeah, it makes me confused when Victor Salva, that's his name, right?
Sure.
Was writing this, to write that into your own script, to be like, this is the part where the audience hates you because you're being an idiot in the scary movie. It's like, why make that decision to acknowledge that the audience is going to be
self-aware
annoyed?
doesn't fix the problem, and it's a stupid script idea,
right?
You know?
I don't know. That was before we pass along with the Justin in a hole scene. There, when Justin falls down the hole, the landing is funny. We noticed that
he floats in air.
Yeah, he floats in air for a few seconds. And he lands perfectly in this circle of light, and he's got this perfect, convenient little rip right on his shirt that shows us his really awesome tattoo. He has the cutest little tattoo of a rose just right around his belly button.
Right around belly button.
Just real cute.
Here's the thing. If I was Justin Long, and I was a young hot stud, like I'd be
12-year-old boy.
I'd be like, hey, I'm sure it was Justin Long's idea. He's like, you know what I got? A flat tummy.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to take a peek at it.
Yeah.
And then, because like, what purpose did it ever serve?
Yeah.
Like, it was referred to a couple times
Right.
later in the movie, but like, it could have been on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I was thinking about that, like, what's the purpose of showing the tattoo in the beginning, mentioning it throughout the movie? Like, someone, Giselle, I think, mentions it, but then I was like, okay, maybe the ending.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to completely spoil, but the very ending, maybe it's supposed to be like definitive proof that this is him, right? But
They don't do that, yeah.
there were no other characters in the movie. Who else would the audience have assumed that was?
Wait, I hope he didn't die.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
But it also, Giselle, she's like, you have a rose tattoo? I'm like, is it a rose tattoo? That just looks like a fucking black smudge.
Yeah, it
like,
looked like a really bad sticker tattoo.
Yeah,
you know
it
what
was
I mean?
like, well, it's like someone with a Sharpie, basically.
Yes.
It was like, it was the makeup lady's job every day to
Definitely
get right up in Justin Long's belly button
Mhm.
and draw out that tattoo. Great job.
Very cute.
Yeah.
I hope she earned a lot of money on this movie. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, that is hilarious. And just the way that they made it a
plot point?
plot point, but like useless and dumb.
No, exactly. It's one of
Also,
those...
oh wait, gross, because of the director and Justin Long looking like a little boy.
Yeah.
Stop it! Turn off the mic.
No, it is one of those strange, like, just decisions that is so small and insignificant that is brought up a couple times throughout the movie that you just wonder whose idea. Well, like, was this part of the plot in the first place? Was this something they came up with on the fly? Because it really did not need to be there.
It was definitely the director say, Justin, we're gonna need you to take off your shirt for this scene.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Because here's the thing. He's an attractive man. He's cute in a way. But also boyish.
Yeah.
And
especially
yuck.
in this.
Now I can never watch this movie again. This is not a movie you want to think too hard about.
God damn that rose tattoo.
You know what? Should we cut it out right here and go get rose tattoos on our belly buttons together?
I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
No.
I'll have to cover up my previous rose tattoo that I have already.
Oh my gosh, that is such a bad. As someone, I don't mean to brag, internet audience. I have a few tattoos. That's a bad placement for a tattoo.
So bad. And it's just like so unbelievable that a college, college kid is gonna go to a tattoo shop and get a rose.
Yeah,
right
a
there.
Black rose. And I'm like,
No.
I remember the '90s. I don't. That's not. I mean, okay. I don't want to be gendered, but that's a girl tattoo. That's a girl tattoo.
No, I was like, look, belly button rings.
Yeah.
That was big at the time.
Yeah.
Not on 20-year-old college dudes, though. And this tattoo screams belly button ring, toe ring, ankle bracelet.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
If he had a barbed wire tattoo on his bicep, I'd be like,
Tracks.
that's very true.
And not
or like a tribal, like
right. Even a tribal tattoo like around his belly button, as stereotypical and offensive and like shitty as that would have been, would have made more sense than the tattoo he had.
Yeah.
I mean, it was black work, which yeah, I know the lingo. It was black work, so that's true to the '90s probably. But man, can I Google to see if you can get a better image of that? Tattoo because I want
Justin Long black rose tattoo, and I bet you that was just a tattoo he already had. They had to work it in.
Yeah, they're like,
oh yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
surely
we can't shoot around. The scene calls to see his stomach. We can't shoot around it.
We can't use makeup to cover up this tattoo.
Oh no! So if you Google Jeepers Creepers tattoo, it's just the creeper. Apparently, cool. Okay.
I bet you a lot of people got the creeper as a tattoo.
There are more than one, which is probably too many. I mean, I enjoy this movie, but no, I'm not interested in. I mean, these are very well done tattoos, I have to say. But also
hyper realistic.
Yeah, and also unfortunate, like in another way. Oh, there we go. Rose is the second. Okay. Oh shit. Is this a oh no! Oh no! You can buy. Somebody made like. Sorry, is this not okay on your podcast? You can. It looks like someone made a craft. Mm-hmm. That is like the belly button skin stretched with the tattoo on it, like a what are those called? Those God's eyes that you made in like summer camp.
Yes,
but it's the belly button. Like a fake belly button.
Yeah, gross.
I'm gonna say it right now.
Too much time.
Belly button.
Yeah, there it is. Right there.
Not
there is the tattoo.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
There are also a lot of people who have gotten that tattoo on themselves. I like this movie, but not that much.
No.
Wowie.
Well, we can remedy that. We could go get tattoos right now.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry guys, we're not going to release this episode. We're gonna.
This has now become a tattoo podcast.
Yeah.
So after they leave the death tube, the house of pain, what is that when they figure out they need gas?
They go into a diner. At some point, you see the gas that they're on E or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go to a diner and they're like, call the police. And all these like yokels are like, huh?
Yeah.
Another great example of like these two people are in a panic mode. They're like, we need to call the police right now, and everyone's just staring at them, slack-jawed.
Yeah.
And why is no one treating them seriously? Why is everyone just sitting there looking at them?
They're like kids today.
Yeah.
Oh, I did enjoy that they did the cell phone trope where they're like, get your cell phone. And that was like a very common, like, I don't have reception, but he was out of battery.
Yeah.
Like, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And her plug didn't work.
Right.
Covering all the bases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we're going to have horrible plot holes relating to this monster, but that cell phone shit, nobody can call us on it.
At a time when it would have been totally natural for them to not even have a cell phone.
Yeah.
They
Right.
didn't even need to cover that base.
Also, and they were in the middle of nowhere. They could have said, we don't have any reception here, so easily. But they're like,
so true.
I'm really gonna, we're gonna double, triple down on this shit. But good on them.
Yeah.
Man, Victor really, he's like, I'm gonna fill these plot holes in, but these
Not the
other
other
ones, let's pretend that those don't. Let's not.
They have to cover the important things like cell phones.
Yeah.
Not like monster lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they get to the diner. Everyone's looking at them slack jawed, and it's presumably someone calls the police because eventually we see them.
Is it Binky Plucker?
Binky Plutzker.
Played by Patrick Cherry.
I cannot believe that he wrote that as a real name.
Well, and that he gets credit. Like, clearly there were, I mean, in a picture, I think that picture looks like it is from
for
the
sure.
movie.
It is, definitely.
Good job, Patrick. You're really making it out there.
But so they're there, and then the payphone that I guess has been there the whole time.
They could have called the police.
Yeah, right there. Starts ringing, and again, it rings for a long time, and they're just sitting there looking at it in awe. And then someone's like,
"That's what Binky says."
Yeah, like, are you gonna answer that?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay. And this is a little thing I liked throughout this part, though, because this is when Giselle first shows up, and she's like the resident psychic in the town, and she starts telling Justin Long on the phone about like, hey, when you hear Jeepers Creepers, you gotta go. There's something chasing you. Did you see all the cats and all this? But the whole time, Trisha is like trying to hear it too and trying to get close to the earpiece on the phone so she can hear what's going on. And he keeps like pushing her off. Like every time she like gets up there and he's like, no, fuck off, you know? And it goes on the entire conversation. And I something about that I enjoyed as like a sibling sort of rivalry thing. It felt true to me.
But also so dumb.
Oh, it's really stupid. Yeah, it's really stupid.
Like maybe, because at this point, the sister's like, yeah, I believe you that you saw a room full of dead bodies and you didn't just hit your head. Like there's a whole conversation about whether or not she believes him. Mm-hmm. And then he's like this woman is confirming the shit. Mm-hmm. Like, and he's like, no, don't hear someone else who, like, nobody, they're really dumb.
Yeah.
This movie's real dumb.
Everyone in the movie is so stupid. I just don't understand how anyone made it that far into their lives.
That poor Jeepers Creepers, no brains to eat, clearly.
So after the police show up, they give their testimony. Oh yeah, this was another. So they give their testimony to the police or
in
whatever in the diner, and then suddenly a waitress at the diner's like, she's like, "Hey guys, someone was in your car." They're like,
"There's a guy standing in your car."
Yeah, he was going through your laundry. Actually, he was holding up piles of your laundry and smelling them. He was smelling them for a long time.
Looked like he really enjoyed it.
He seemed like he enjoyed it. And it's like, how long did you sit there and watch this before you let me know?
She did like a courtroom sketch of him sniffing the laundry.
Hey, that's your car out the pumps, isn't it? A bunch of folks saw him from the window. The man there at your car. He was standing there at your car, sniffing that laundry. Holding big handfuls of it under his nose. Looked like he was liking it, too.
Yes,
and that's when they go out to pick up the laundry, and he picks up his underpants, which we had been referred to before. They were pink because in the dorm. I mean, there are some good details, I feel like.
Yeah, there's small details.
They don't carry the film, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But they're nice. And it has his name written on his underpants. He's like, now he knows my name. Dude, he was just sniffing your dirty underpants. Like
he knows a lot more about you.
I'm not like... He knows like genetic code at this point. Like,
the other thing about this too is the ladies watched the creeper sniff Darius's underpants and shit for a while. He looks like a fucking monster guy, right? Like,
well, maybe
he had a hat on.
Yeah,
he had a hat on.
and he does have like a trench coat style jacket on too. But when we see him throwing the bodies down the tube, he doesn't look like he looks like humanoid form, but he looks like a spooky monster guy. Like,
I read on IMDb that the creeper, not the actor, but the character was 6'8", so jarring. I mean, if you see a 6'8" dude that is,
sniffing underpants,
with
also the police are right there, and you're like in the same room
10
with
feet
you.
away.
Guys, did you see this giant being up in this guy's underpants?
Yeah.
Like going through your car.
One thing I liked about this movie at this point, so I started having this theory, and this is a total cliched thing to do in a movie like this, but I started to assume because everyone was acting so bizarrely in the diner and the town when they're explaining all this stuff, and everyone just like, what? I assumed they were in on it at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I did too, actually.
I totally thought that, like, okay, they're acting like they don't know what he's talking about, but they all know it's the creeper, and as long as they just keep their heads down,
they won't get any.
Yeah, then they're self-preserving themselves or whatever. But that's not at all what happens.
No.
The police treat them sincerely enough. They go and escort them down the road to go back to the church, I guess, right?
Why?
Yeah, why are they going back?
Why would they go? Yeah,
so they can point at the hole, like this hole in the ground.
That's the hole. Yeah, so as they're like being escorted down the same highway back to the church and the hole of death, they
House of Pain.
House of Pain, excuse me.
That's what it likes to call it. It's house of pain.
The Hole of Death gets you into the House of Pain.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right. So the police, we are looking into their police car, and they're getting, over the radio, they're hearing, hey, the church is completely on fire. So we know that the creeper has set the church on fire, and now presumably the evidence has been destroyed, right?
And they go, no one's going in there for a good long while.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
Okay.
clear out. Also, that's kind of sad. His life's work just burnt out.
All those trophies, all those
Wow.
disgusting
Wow.
naked body trophies.
Yeah.
And the smell would be bad.
Yeah, it would be like,
Yeah.
it's burning down, but it smells like pork. Someone they have barbecue around here.
Yeah. gross.
And this is another example too of there's a guy on the radio. I think the squad number is like 37. It's like 37 coming on the radio. 37. Like you hear him constantly trying to call it, and we can hear them. Everyone can hear them, and only a couple of times they respond to the guy at the dispatch or whatever. That's like trying to desperately get this guy's attention.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why everyone is so unwilling to react or do any action.
Like
in the
blasé,
movie.
like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
just like meh. I mentioned the car earlier. I think that's important at this point because they're driving. It's an old car. Does anyone know what it is?
No, I have no
It's
idea.
old. It has tail fins.
Garrett,
Yeah.
where's Garrett?
I know. It's blue. I feel like we're gonna call it a 56 Chevy.
Sure.
Why not?
Sounds good.
Yeah, wow,
blue.
but turns out Trish, dumb bitch, does not know how to drive it.
Well, she can drive it unless she's stressed out.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of gear grinding. So if you're someone who's like real precious about your transmission, it'd be painful for you. But yeah, it's a stick shift. It causes a lot of problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and doesn't start sometimes.
And this is a car that you would have had to have bought on purpose and not just one that
You
'cause
get
it's
handed down to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
It looks like at least at the beginning of the movie. It seems like one that you would have had to seek out to buy
Yeah.
instead of
Like
so-
Trish is such a fucking poser. I'm sorry. Gina. I am sorry. I love her. Good for her. She went through a lot. But she also made a lot of bad decisions. I feel
like that car.
Yeah, that car. Like, girl, I've thought, man, wouldn't it be cool to have a cool old car? And then I think, I don't know how to take care of that.
Yeah.
So no, that would
Clearly
be a
she
bad
doesn't.
choice.
I had a cool old car for a while, and it sucked. It
Yeah?
sucked to own and use.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, one thing we noticed too is the steering wheel was way too loosey-goosey for a car that old.
well, I believe it didn't have power steering.
Yeah.
And in my 72 AMC Hornet, you did have to turn that thing several times.
Yeah, it was
to
like,
start getting anything going.
The
But you couldn't just throw it around like they were either. Like
That's what I mean. It was
yeah,
way
yeah,
too
yeah.
pretty good
fast.
handling. It did
Yeah,
some
yeah.
really good. It turned on a dime.
Yeah.
But also at some point, Justin Long's character's like, we should have taken my car.
Yeah.
And they're like a 10-hour drive. I'm like, let's take the shitty car I can barely drive.
Right.
And that is decades old.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go, Trish.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
Probably a gas guzzler too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
good point.
These are just like making, there's like a series of bad decisions that have been made. So
Yeah.
at some point, they're talking about their parents and
Mm-hmm.
she's broken up with a boyfriend, maybe.
Mr. Poli-sci track team guy.
That nice Mr. Poli-sci track team guy.
Jinx.
yeah.
There's like a little bit of like laying down, and then that's all disappears immediately. Like there's nothing, no other, right? But
Oh, well, they talk about how their mom is unhappy in her marriage
yeah.
to their dad, and then that's just dropped.
And just
Yeah.
along ways are like no one's as happy as they used to be, and then you never hear about it.
Yeah,
again.
and it's just like but for some reason, because of that, she's avoiding wanting to talk to her parents about it. That's why she chose to drive this car and drive this
the long way.
the long way home.
Right. Presumably there's a shorter way, but they're taking the scenic route.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that she's a dumb bitch. I'm gonna stand by that. I'm sorry.
I think that's fair.
Like I'm a feminist, but she's a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because even if you don't want to go to where you're going, one, it sounded like she didn't need to go to her parents' house. So why go if you didn't want to be there? Why would you
Yeah.
rather be in a car for 10 hours when you didn't need to be?
Right.
I just
And
like,
her explanation for taking the long way was, I like to see the country.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Or it's not even
Like I do too, but 10 fucking hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. With your kid brother? Hell no.
No. And that car did not look like it had air conditioning either.
No, it didn't have
No.
seatbelts.
No.
And it's Florida too. Florida in the spring.
Yeah,
so.
that was
Yeah.
it was swampy in that car, I have
It
to
was.
imagine.
Yeah.
And all Justin Long's dirty laundry back there. So.
Yeah,
Fun.
The scene where she takes the pine tree air freshener and like delicately
Yeah.
yucking it up.
Yeah.
Wow. She puts it in the laundry bag, and it's a whole scene.
Yep.
That was definitely necessary to the plot.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really
so funny,
character
too. It's
development.
it couldn't have needed that air freshener because she didn't even know it was in there until
Yeah,
that point.
right.
So, like, were you smelling it before or not? I don't
Yeah.
know.
And
Anyway.
anyway. Oh, little brothers. Golly. Jeepers
Wait, you guys
creepers.
both have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, are they annoying? Like
Yeah.
Justin?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No comment.
So yeah, they're getting escorted back to the church for God knows what reason.
Mhm.
And the monster, the creeper, shows up on top of the cop car. And he just yoinks, like you said, yoinks the lady cop out of the car.
Who sticks her head out of the car? Like I
Like a
feel like
dumbass.
I don't know what cop procedure, like what that is. I hear something on top of my roof. How about I climb halfway out this window to check it out?
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's not it.
I don't think that's in the handbook.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and then it completely invalidates, like, any of the ways that we see, like, maybe he needs the truck to carry the bodies he's taking around or
Oh,
whatever.
right.
But this and one scene late in the movie completely invalidate that because we don't see him get on the cop car. We don't see, he just appears on the cop car.
Funk. He just
And
thumps.
we haven't seen his special, the wing scene yet or whatever. So
Yeah.
presumably he flies on top of the cop car.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that truck, it seems, at all,
Right.
right? Like, he just likes, I guess, driving the truck.
Yeah,
'cause-
I mean, it's a pretty badass truck, so that seems like it. We skipped over a really important part of the beginning where we first see the truck, and that is the license plate.
Oh yeah, the vanity
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah, they have a license plate game. The
siblings,
do, and that is
Oh yeah, the first one was great.
the first one they see in RV. It was Gay Fever.
So yeah, at first Justin Long is like, gay fever. No, gay forever.
And then the sister calls it's 6Y. Yeah, 6Y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sexy forever.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the couple that was in the RV were not sexy.
No.
Yeah. Also,
Damn.
I thought that sexy forever was a big stretch. Like when I was looking at it at the license plate, I was like, nah, man, I'm with Justin. It says gay forever, and that's way cooler.
Yeah.
Can I tell? So I have a friend that I knew in high school. She's from Branson. Are we not saying where we're?
Boo,
Boo,
Branson.
Branson.
That's fine.
Anyway, she is a natural redhead. And so when she first started driving, she got a personalized license plate, and it was RDHEAD, redhead, but it looked like roadhead.
Oh,
And so she, an innocent, got a lot of honks and like, and had no idea why.
No one stopped her.
Yeah. Shout out Holly.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Holly.
Although, man, nice to be that innocent and nice to be that sort of like,
Also, why did they let her have that?
yeah.
Exactly. I wonder if she was getting weird stares at the DMV and
Like as a 16-year-old,
oblivious.
I'm a redhead. And anyway,
they're like, honey, you really should put that E in there.
there's no room. Anyway,
Oh no.
I'll tag her when you guys post this.
Oh
I'll tag
yes,
so she can
please.
good.
shout
Oh
out.
God,
She's an amazing quilter. She lives in Chicago now.
that's too funny.
Anyway.
And the creeper has his,
Oh, yes, that's
his
important.
Oh, yeah,
vanity
vanity
plates
plate.
that says, we think.
No, initially,
Beating
Yeah.
they're like beating you. Oh, like road race, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
beating you. But then you come to realize, no,
Not beating,
be eating you,
which is
Bum, bum,
silly.
bum.
I think that's silly.
Also, again, what the fuck is with this monster? He's like,
Yeah.
I know what'll be hilarious.
Like, I'm going to great lengths to still do a poor job hiding these bodies in this church cellar.
Like open air cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's driving the most conspicuous fucking truck on the road, driving people off the road with his vanity plate that says, be eating you.
And he's 6'8"
And he's fucking 6'8".
in like a leather hat, a leather fedora.
Oh, and his skin is gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look both simultaneously dusty and slimy. And
Yeah.
it's like,
But be eating you.
Be
Yeah.
eating you. So cute.
I mean, it's nice nice to know he
cheeky.
has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I wonder if his sense of humor he ate.
I was gonna say, I wonder if he got that from a party ate. So yeah, okay, because what we learned to find out, when we come to find out about the creeper, is he's somewhere for 23 years, and then he comes out for 23 days to regenerate, and he regenerates by eating the body parts of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important that he scares them, because the fear is how he smells people.
Yeah.
And can tell what's inside them is something he wants.
Yeah.
That whole
All
thing.
of this is 100% makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a stretch. Like, yeah, so they have to be afraid. The person has to be afraid so that he can smell the thing that he wants.
Yeah,
on
because
them.
like it would be too easy if he was just like, "Hey, here to eat you."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
instead he's like, "Boo."
But he doesn't even like necessarily. He kills. I mean, maybe he killed the old lady because he felt threatened, because they get out of the diner. They're looking for. I can't remember exactly how they get there, but they're looking for.
They get out
a
the diner.
phone call.
The cops get his head chopped off.
Yeah.
And we see. Oh, this is important. He takes the cop's head. He chops off the cop. He pulls. Okay, golly. Okay, he pulls the cop's head through the roof of the car, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
Gets an axe out, which we had
Right.
not seen
Yeah,
up to
that's
this
right.
point,
And
or
don't
never
see it
saw
again.
Never again.
Never again. Big old fucking barbarian axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quacow! Chops off this guy's head. Clean cut.
Yeah.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a great job.
Almost looks fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it almost looks like that is not real. And then the head goes tung, 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 down the road.
Yeah.
And then they, of course, the siblings stop
Yeah, as you do.
and watch this whole thing.
Well, they almost got into a car accident.
Yeah,
They're like
there's a
sliding
whole,
all over the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he throws the head at the car. That's right. And they're like,
Right.
which I feel like that is realistic. I would
Oh,
also
yeah.
be.
Yeah. Well, you might stop for a second just
Yeah.
to get your bearings, but then they sit there and watch the whole time.
The creeper like stroll over, whistling,
Yeah.
fucking whistling.
The song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like jaunts over to the head that's now on the road and then makes out with it. Well, there's a lot of sniffing.
Yeah.
There's
Some licking, maybe.
protracted sniffing. Yes, I think there's some licking.
Mm-hmm.
And then turns the head to face it and then looks like he's going into a deep, passionate kiss.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow. That's a little hot. A little bit hot. And then pulls back and has the decapitated cop's tongue, and he's yoinking it out of the.
And it stretches so
Yeah,
far,
like-
cartoonishly
Yeah, it's like
out.
Laffy Taffy. It's like
Yeah.
And the siblings are just like, ah. No, they're not even yelling. They're just like
staring.
Yeah.
It's the freeze. They're the freeze. They just
Yeah.
freeze in place. It's so frustrating.
And then so
Yeah.
that's the first time we witness the creeper eating part of the body.
Right.
Mhm.
And then they go to the cat lady's house.
Yeah, they're
Right.
driving along. Justin's like, slow down. And Trish takes that as stop immediately in the road.
'Cause she's a bitch.
Yeah. And then they pull into this lady's house who is creepy herself. The way she's
Yeah.
introduced is
Yeah.
pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's
Played by
Eileen-
the famous Eileen Brennan
Yes.
of Mrs. Peacock fame.
Yeah,
from
and
yeah,
Clue.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And many other, also Naked Run was her last film. We looked it up.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is. Doesn't
R.I.P.
sound like a great,
R.I.P. Eileen.
yeah. I loved her in Clue.
Clue, yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
Yeah, she's great in Clue.
Anyway, she's the cat lady. Turns
Mhm.
out she has a lot of cats.
Yeah. Go
Aptly
figure.
named for the her name is literally the cat lady in the movie. So
Yeah.
But she
aptly
was
named.
foretold by Jezebel. Nope, not Jezebel.
Giselle.
Giselle. So this was like one of the warnings. Have you seen the cats yet?
Yes.
And so then what's the alternative name in the country for one of the movie alternative name?
One of them was like dinner is served.
No, but
Or the scary
that applies
scarecrow.
to the scary
Oh,
scarecrow.
the scary scarecrow. Yes, that was an
Yeah.
alternative title for this in a different country. Yeah,
Argentina or something.
somewhere. Yeah, Romania. Who knows?
Because we see the creeper again and he's hiding
As
next
the
to a scarecrow.
One of the things the creeper likes to do when he's about ready to make a kill somewhere is he cuts the power to the house.
Or the
So-
building.
Yeah,
or what-
yeah.
yeah.
Because they walk up, they're like, "We want to use your phone." She's like, "I don't have a phone." phone, but why? And they tell her, and she's like, okay, I have a phone, but tell the cops to stay on the road where they
Apparently,
belong or whatever.
the animal control of that county is
Yeah.
really on her ass.
Yeah. Understandably, I mean.
Yeah, she had too many cats. And then so the power goes out. And this is why she's probably my favorite character, the cat lady.
Yep.
Because she's the only one that gets out with her. Walks out with her fucking shotgun.
She takes action.
Yes.
She takes real action. She's not afraid of this guy.
Yeah,
and
she sees him as the scarecrow and says,
That's not my scarecrow.
That's not my scarecrow.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not my scarecrow.
You got 10 seconds to get your ass out of my yard. And don't think I'm gonna tell you twice.
Yes,
and
kill
she has
him.
great reaction too, because like he's standing back there for a long time and she's like yelling at him or whatever, and then as soon as he starts moving, she shoots the gun. It looks like it's a direct hit, because in another cartoonish looking scene, he flies up out of scene and goes up on top of the house, right?
Yeah.
And she runs in there. You hear a couple of shotgun blasts, and then she appears within the house in silhouette. And I felt bad for her because she wasn't afraid of this guy.
Right.
It's like the guy wouldn't have been interested in her.
And these little shits brought him to her house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was there living her life with her cats.
Fucking Trish and Derry. God damn it.
Yeah, they're the real
Who's gonna take care of those
antagonists of the
cats
movie.
Ay.
Well, they'll probably eat the old lady for a while.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
probably true. They'll be good.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sad.
The main characters are real bad in this movie.
Yeah.
Unlikable, I would say.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just like, the dumb character. And going back, I know we already said it, but the fact that they even said, this is the part where all the people are saying that you're doing something dumb in a scary movie. Like, yes.
Over and over
It
and
doesn't
over
make
and
it
over.
okay to acknowledge you're doing it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never been in a situation where I've been chased by a cannibalistic monster demon.
Fair.
So I don't know how I would react.
Fair.
I would hope
Mhm.
better than this.
Mhm.
Number one, I already have a better car. Like,
Right.
I don't mean to brag, but I have
You
a car.
can drive
I can
it.
drive it.
Mhm.
And
You
I,
probably won't just sit there, mouth agape, and
Yeah.
watch it as it murders and does
Yeah.
things, and then waits till it recognizes you're there
Yeah.
still. So
yeah, I have a pretty strong flight instinct.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah. Also, I would go where there are a lot of people, because probably somebody smells
Yeah.
better than me.
Yeah. That's another thing that they keep doing where it's like, we should stop and get help. Why are they stopping in the middle of nowhere? Why are they stopping at this tiny ass diner? Why are they stopping at this old lady's
well, the
house?
diner's full of people, so it
Sure,
seems like
but-
there might be safety numbers there.
I
but
guess it's not very far from the church though.
no,
Like,
it's not super far from the church. And also, when something did happen to their car, they just watched it happen and told
Yeah.
them later. So I guess.
And then they just left and went back to, oh my gosh, this movie is maddening.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe this is not a deep thought one. That we just
that's
kinda
true. That's okay.
accept.
But
That's okay.
So they get in their car, they're gonna drive out, and they're gonna have a showdown with the creeper
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
And
He's in the road.
I loved this scene for some reason. Like, they're back there, and she's like, "What do I do?" And just was like, "Hit him." So she drives forward, and he does this hilarious. They must have rigged him up. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
It was like
they paid a lot of money for that.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got him on a
Effect.
harness
Yeah.
so they could drive the car, and he could act like he jumps up and he's running over it or whatever. And they do it like 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
where they
Oh,
run,
like-
they try and hit him, ram him from the front.
Nope, jumping over this car. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we'll try it in reverse. That'll get him.
No, jumping over just
jumped
like you
right
did it
over-
before.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. But then they do eventually, how do they end up hitting him then?
I guess he just
'Cause
lets it happen.
Yeah, because he kind of rolls off the dash and then
Yeah.
this is when we hear like the gearbox or the gears scraping in the car, because she's like, Justin's like, what are you doing? And it's like, just wait.
Yeah.
And they're not moving or anything. And then all of a sudden, I guess she just hits the gear unpredictably. And so the creeper didn't have time to react to this time, but it
I
still
don't know.
it still took a few seconds
yeah,
for them to
like,
reach him. So
yeah, it was.
and plus, this is where we also find out he has wings, so he could have just flown
But wait,
away.
you don't just find out.
No. They hit him.
They
and
run
he's
over
laying
him
on-
several times.
Yeah.
And they do a pan multiple times across his body where
His
you
pancaked
see,
limbs.
Yeah, like he has tire tracks on his arm.
It looks so good.
His foot is completely amputated.
Yeah.
And he's roadkill,
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
squashed. And there's, again, just staring at him from a distance because, again, they're idiots.
Yeah.
And
He's
they,
stunned right now. Let's
Yeah.
not try and make any headway away from him or
No.
anything.
Yeah.
Let's just
let's
look
see what
at him.
happens.
And then hilariously, his wing pops out of him. I just
Yeah.
like it looked like it was a cartoon. He's like in the
That
two
may have
frames.
been the only CGI that was in the movie.
I think it was.
Well, I think
no,
late,
'cause
late
he
in the
flies.
movie.
Oh, the flying,
Yeah. Which I can't wait to talk about. But because it invalid. Anyway.
But anyway, it sticks straight up in the air off the road, and it
surprised.
flaps around.
I
a lot.
laughed out loud. It surprised me, and I laughed out loud at how goofy it had become because the creature we've seen him pretty good now a couple times.
Yeah.
And he looks pretty funny. It's kind of a cool creature design.
It's got like Swamp Thing.
Yeah. He's got like
Plus-
super droopy fucking jowls and cheek shit going on. And he looks very funny.
Yeah.
And then to see the wing pop out, I'm like
a bat wing.
Right.
And I can't remember who made the joke or like what did that thing eat to get the wings?
I think that was like his base form, I would imagine.
right.
Because he's like, there's some allusion to that he's a demon of some sort.
But you
And
can't
so-
damage the wings, right? Because I guess you could eat a bat.
Except they
maybe.
ran right the fuck over that
Yeah,
wing after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's funny that he could like get shot with a shotgun and just like fly away really fast, but he couldn't avoid the car.
Yeah, the third time he avoided the car just
Twice,
twice, and then the third time he's like, oh, ouch.
All right, so they go, where do they go? They go to the police station right after
I
that?
think they go to the police station after that, and
Yeah.
that's when we see Giselle finally in the
Yes.
flesh. And for some reason, even after everything we've seen, our main characters have seen, they don't believe Giselle.
Could possibly
Wait.
be a psychic.
There are monsters, but psychics? I don't know
Yeah.
about this one.
And she did already talk to us and predict a lot of the stuff that happened.
Literally seen.
But she's talking crazy, guys. I don't know.
And the cops are all like, oh, Giselle, get out
Yeah.
of here, you
Yeah.
crazy kook.
Jess, what are you doing here? Excuse me, Giselle?
Giselle Gay Hartman, how do you do?
Jess, come on, they've been through a lot, okay?
Trisha?
God damn it,
I
Jess.
really need to talk to you. If you could just spare me a minute.
Giselle likes to think she's the resident psychic around here. She helped us out on a missing persons case.
You think
a
I
few
could
years
just talk to these kids by myself?
She's played by Patricia Belcher.
Yeah.
I know her from quality programming Bones.
Oh.
Yeah. She plays like the DA on Bones.
Interesting.
But she still has that like yokel charm that she displays in it's the same character. It's the same character.
Interesting.
But
Wait, is she psychic in Bones too?
She's not psychic in Bones,
That's
but
funny.
she's sassy as heck.
Oh.
Also, only character in the movie with a middle name.
Wow. And it's gay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, like, it's gay. The name gay.
Yeah, not like
And she introduces
commentary.
herself as Giselle Gay Hartman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MD.
I did think it was funny that her name is Giselle, but the cops kept calling her Jez.
Jez.
And I remember being like, wait a second. Like, usually Giselle is spelled like Giselle. So wouldn't it be Jizz? But no, hers is spelled differently,
Yeah,
so it's
J-E.
fine.
Yeah.
J-E-Z.
Yeah.
That's fine, but
I
yeah.
feel like if
they don't
I-
say Giselle.
If I was Giselle, I'd probably go by L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'd go by Jez.
Yeah.
So they don't believe her. They she has a particular interest in Trish here too, where she's like, Trish, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And they're both like, get away, fuck off. Like, we don't want to hear it from you. And that's when the power goes out of the police station.
Right.
Wow, I'm sorry. I did a little effect for you there.
That was good. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm scared.
And all heck broke loose.
Yeah, all these cops are scrambling around, not knowing what to do. Sounds typical.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'd seen a little preview of the jail cells when Roach wandered by. Character named Roach. We don't really have any other details about Roach except that he's now in jail.
We see the hilarious shot. The power goes out, and the creeper. She's like, Giselle is in the middle of saying, like, he'll regenerate. He'll always, once he knows he wants something from you, he'll always find you.
Yeah.
We see the creeper walking. He's missing a foot at this point, and he's just like really poorly.
Well, and he pulls up in his old shitty truck because they must have fucked up his wing, I imagine.
Yeah.
And so, and he gets out of his shitty truck, and they show him stepping out, and it's one foot and then one stump that kind of squelches, like,
and he looks pathetic too. He just like he looks like
his one arm is like hanging loose.
He's like limping across the grass.
He's in bad shape, and he's like, he's gonna get you no matter where you are. And he's
that
like,
was really funny.
Like,
and he's
barely hobbling. And this is when we find out that this podunk little police station is not only humongous, but filled to the brim with on-duty police officers.
This must be the county seat. I have to imagine.
It has to be.
First, we see the creeper getting rid of the roach. He has to get his a foot back, so he kills someone.
He chug-a-lugs that foot like, have you ever seen a chicken drink water?
Yes, yeah.
It was very like,
head back. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, gross.
Right.
And so he ate a foot, so now he has a foot. Shoo.
That works fast. It's fast.
Thank goodness. Oh, he also stripped off all his clothes because he's like, fuck it. I'm not even a pretense anymore. I'm a fucking demon. You're seeing my demon ass and my demon wings.
Yeah.
And I'm slimy now for some reason.
Not my demon dick, though.
Yeah, no,
I'm
he
not
does not have
dusty
a
anymore.
demon
I'm
dick.
slimy now.
Yeah, he really is rejuvenated. He's using that snail mucin.
Yes.
He's really getting hydrated.
Korean
He should
skincare.
have eaten someone's like nice head of hair.
Oh,
it's very funny that he just grows like that really long, wispy, gray hair on the back of his
neck. It's just neck hair.
Yeah.
It's not even on his head. It's just the back of his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's demon. That's how demons be.
That's true.
That's fine. So he eats a foot.
Yeah.
And he's all fixed up.
And people and the police officers, they go down to check it out. And this is another time when they're radioing to up where Justin, where Trish and Derry are, and Giselle, I guess, are upstairs with the other cops on the main floor. And the guy is radioing over what is going on down there. And the cop that we're with is like, what do you mean? You're not making any sense.
Somebody down there talk to me.
We have one inmate and one officer down. Ramirez, he's hurt bad. The son of a bitch, he tried to take a bite out of him.
He what?
This guy's wearing something, Sarge. Because I'm a son of a bitch, but we cannot take him down.
What the hell do you mean, wearing something?
You think it was crazy? I told you what this looked like. But this is about the weirdest fucking body armor you've ever seen.
Talk!
He's gone. He's gone, Sarge. This guy just climbed up the fucking wall.
You are not making one goddamn bit of sense.
And the guy's not saying things that's hard to understand. He's just saying stuff that might be unbelievable. But he's like, we lost him. He went up the wall. We can't find him or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about?
He's wearing armor. He's wearing something.
This is like a 20-minute long conversation between the cops. And Giselle and Darius and Derry, sorry.
Yeah.
His real name's Darius.
Yeah.
Spoiler. And Patricia, they all they run off to hide.
Right.
They think they're going to get out.
There's like, it takes them, this is like blocks long, this police station.
Yeah.
It takes them 5 full minutes to get to the other side of the police station.
Yeah, because this is a long conversation. The guy is in complete disbelief on what he's hearing over the radio, not believe, just like wanting further and further clarification of the very simple, although unbelievable, but simple to understand thing that's going on downstairs.
And there's been shots fired downstairs. We don't hear any, nothing. And there are 20 police officers in the hallway.
At least.
At the back stairs, because that's where he's coming up.
Yeah.
Armed to the gills.
And they send some sucker to the top of the stairs. And the guy's like, oh no, I don't see anybody. And then yoink. He gets his bits eaten.
Cartoonish yoink, and I loved it again. When it happened to the lady police officer in the car, it was good. And when it happened here, I enjoyed it again. The pull from off screen up,
Yeah,
God,
he dropped his
good.
gun. I thought, hope he has his safety on.
Yeah.
Dropped his gun, dropped his mag light, flashlight.
Yeah.
And then it was true art, I feel like, when they showed the police officer that had just gotten yoinked from the back, and all the other the power's out, so it's dark. So they're all holding flashlights, and from the back you see the flashlight shining through this now heartless police officer. About modern policing.
Some commentary.
You can see the light shining through it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm dead.
Oh no!"
Another cartoonish or cliche of like the what? Am I okay? Oh, there's a hole in my body.
I did want to say, like, when the cops are talking over the radio, and there's this long exposition of like, he's going up the stairs, blah blah blah. One of the things that a cop says on the radio to me was very funny because I'm like, no one fucking talks like this. He said, "This guy's a real mover and a shaker."
Jacket, Sarge, but this fucker is gone.
Gone? What the hell are you talking about? Gone?
This guy's a real mover and a shaker, Sarge. We just lost him on the stairwell.
And especially after coming across like a grisly murder scene, and the guy's wearing armor, and he made it away very fast. You don't
and
think
had
to
wings
say,
and
you don't
a
think
naked
to say
ass.
this guy's a real mover and shaker. You know?
I know
like,
that was super.
That's
goofy.
not what that means. That's not what that means.
No.
Yeah, that's something you say about your buddy.
He's really moving up in the world. Not a demon who just ate a foot in the jail cell.
Exactly.
So we find out that the weapons that the police officers have are completely ineffective against the creeper.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, and the creeper catches up with Derry and Trish and Giselle. Right, they come across
Giselle stays downstairs, and Trish and Derry go upstairs.
Well, first they go to the doors.
Yes,
they find out the doors, and Justin's like, "Oh, they must lock automatically when the power goes out." And
there's a whole thing of like, why didn't you foresee this? And I'm not that kind of psychic.
Again, we spend way too long in a conversation where there's something trying to murder them on their heels.
And also,
they're like,
could we be nicer to Jez? She's just trying to help.
Yeah, she didn't have to come here. Yeah. She could have been safe at home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the whole time they're just like, don't listen to her.
Dude,
you know, like, what?
There's even a part where she's like, do you think I like knowing these things and not knowing why I know them? Do you think I love knowing about how this horrible stuff? Like, I came here to help you, and they're still treating her like crap, you know?
So they run upstairs, and the creeper shows up at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a literal, like, boink. Like,
it comes out. That's right. I loved it. I laughed out loud here too because he really does that like creep across the wall from the side.
But like around the corner, he like sticks his head out like, hello.
And then he crawls across the wall, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
that
like
was
where
delighted.
like hands and feet aren't making contact with the wall.
Exactly. More like sliding, you know?
And then Derry and Trish run upstairs, but then Giselle drops to her knees and says a prayer.
Yeah, she prays, and he doesn't care. He just
he comes up and sniffs her real good.
Said, nothing in you
but,
I want.
Presumably because she's older and a woman.
Rotten on the inside. That's what you're saying.
Well, I was just going to say.
Wow, Matt, you have some commentary?
No, if we're talking about what the director has written himself into the movie.
Worthless.
Then not really what he's looking for.
If I was a creeper and I'm like, look at this psychic gal. Maybe I could be psychic and eat her brain. You'd be psychic.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe he's
missed opportunity.
Maybe he's really wary of prion disease.
Oh yeah.
Mad cow.
No brains.
You gotta watch out for the brain stuff. Yeah.
It's probably what he thought about. Probably.
Yeah.
And during this,
that crossed his mind.
Yeah.
And during this little exchange before they run up there, Giselle's trying to say, "I see one of you screaming while the Jeepers Creepers song plays."
Yeah.
Because inexplainably, anytime the Creeper's around about ready to do something, you hear the Jeepers Creepers song.
I know why.
Yeah.
Because it's out of copyright. Exactly why. And so we can sing it all we want.
That's
and no
true.
copyright on these.
And they're like, "Who is it? Who's screaming in the dark?" And she looks at Trish.
Yeah, she does.
And it's like, oh, okay, so Trish is the one that dies. We just got told, but they run upstairs. There's the whole.
See, she looks at Trish, but I'm not sure, looking back now, hindsight being 2020, that she's not looking at Trish like, bitch, you don't want to know. Like that. Like,
I think
it was like a meaningful look, not like an acknowledging look.
I think 100% that's what it was. Like, she was like, knowing that it would be Derry, and she's looking over at Trish like, you're not going to like the answer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. But also, which answer would she have liked least?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But they go up into like an interrogation room.
The largest interrogation room ever.
I thought it was a cafeteria.
Yeah,
No,
it was. I thought it was when they opened it. I thought it was like the gym.
Yeah.
For and I was like, oh, okay, nope. There's just a.
Because you see the double side, and I didn't understand that. I didn't realize we were in an interrogation room at this point, because we see from the creeper's point of view, we see them through the glass, and they're up at the glass, and he's like sniffing.
Yeah,
he's sniffing up a storm on
I did
him.
a little sound for you.
Thank
Sniffy
you.
sound.
ASMR. Jeepers Creepers. ASMR.
Yeah.
I mean, man, he really just lives up to the creeper name. Like, creeper.
Yeah.
Like, but not like in like, ooh, I'm creeped out. Like, ooh, I'm creeped out.
Like, oh, that guy's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, which almost would be a better movie. Like, like this guy is like, he's not doing anything, but he's so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Dude.
He
Like,
just follows you around and has road rage.
sniffs you.
Yeah. He's just a man after everything is said and done. He's just a man. He's not like nothing supernatural going. He's just like a pervert. You know?
I mean, I think that may have been like an alternative. Maybe in the editing workshop, they were like, why don't we make this guy a demon instead of
But
just.
knowing that the director in 1988 had already gotten charged for this stuff, you think he would have steered clear from some of the subject matter.
The sniffing in particular. That is the part that like
that's a little on the nose.
I think the sniffing, like I get that he's smelling them for their bits, but
the word creeper being in the title,
yeah,
that seems a little bit,
and especially that he has to smell their fear too.
Right.
It's like, is that a predator thing? Is that he's a predator? I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
Matt, what's wrong? No.
I don't know if creeper was in the vernacular in 2001.
Probably not.
I think a creep, but a creeper. Like now I'd call someone a creeper. Like I'd say, man, what a creeper. But like I think
back
then we would just say a creep.
Yeah.
But so, honestly, I think they just really leaned into the song.
Well, actually, I saw that the title originally was not Jeepers Creepers. It was Here Comes the Boogeyman.
Oh no,
I know.
Jeepers Creepers is better.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Here
comes the boogeyman.
They couldn't get the rights to that song.
I can't imagine that it would have had nearly as much commercial success.
No.
As Here Comes the Boogeyman.
Yeah. No way.
I don't think it had very much commercial success.
It's a pretty late babe, although.
I do remember when this came out, like hearing the song all the time. Like, I mean, I think it was popular enough, probably not at the box office, but it was definitely one of those, teenagers were watching it. Everyone was saying how scary it was.
And you can't help, someone that did grow up in that time, and I know the song itself is old as the hills or whatever, but everyone, like, when I was growing up, knew the Jeepers Creepers song.
And there was a remake of it too.
So I can understand, like, that is a great name in the sense of, like, I still can't see or read that name without having the song playing in my head,
It's like free advertising.
And it rhymes.
Yeah.
So, what rhymes with boogeyman?
We'll get back to you.
Okay.
So he's smelling her in the fucking room. He's smelling her a lot.
He breaks through the double-sided glass.
Yes, he breaks through. Oh, yeah, there was that awkward, like, scene with the siblings where, like, for no reason, they're just pulling each other.
Wrestling.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah. I feel like it was like an editing mistake because it was like weird. Was this the extended cut we watched?
Oh no, that's so funny. I just downloaded it. It is an hour 30 minutes on the dot. So like that's on purpose. But from the creeper's point of view, we see them start to argue on the other side of the glass
about what we're not sure.
Yeah, and of course you assume it's like, oh well, it's soundproof, so you don't hear. The investigators can look at the interrogation and stuff, even though you're supposed to be able to hear it from.
You have to push the little button.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but then we cut to the room that they're in,
There's
and they're still not saying anything.
Yeah.
They're just fighting and pulling at each other for.
Like you would think, what should have been happening there with themselves pulling at each other like that is like, we gotta go this way. Let's go back down the stairs. No, let's go out the window. Like they'd be arguing about what to do, but there's no dialogue.
Yeah,
So it's just this
silence
confusing
and like
couple
weird
seconds.
silence of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like there's not even like scuffling
Struggling
or,
noises. That was weird.
Anyway,
And so the creeper breaks through the glass at that point because they're obviously distracted about nothing and we don't know why. But
I think this might be some of the improvising they were talking about.
Yes.
They're like, improvise, do something right now.
Yeah.
Anything.
Find some way to not leave the room, even though you're at a dead end.
Yeah.
The creeper jumps through. And now the police officers also come back now, and they're in like SWAT gear. They wouldn't upgraded their guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And they do nothing with it because what happens is the creeper grabs Derry and is like got him in sort of
Sniffing the heck out of him.
Sniffing the ever loving crap out of him, and he's holding him by the window in like a chokehold thing. And Trish is trying to convince,
Take me.
yeah, the creeper to
Like she tries to redeem herself. Girl, we've
Yeah.
seen you for the
and
last
also
hour
trying
and
to
a half.
like get him to listen to reason. Which
Wait,
is
what's
why.
the famous thing she says? Famous. What's the
Yeah,
The quotable.
I have everything the same inside you. Take me.
We're the same inside.
Yeah.
What?
What are you
Yeah.
talking
Apparently,
about?
she did not take biology in that college
Yeah.
that she went to. 'Cause
What are you talking
We're the
about?
same inside, but I'm stronger, so take me.
Wait,
What
and
does
also,
that
why is she
mean?
stronger? Maybe there's like a backstory where he has like childhood leukemia and now he has a really weakened immune system.
He was one of the last kids to have polio or something.
Oh my God.
Wow, this suddenly became a lot deeper.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about the health course
Make
system,
me
guys.
think, you know?
Wow.
So yeah, she's trying to, and in my head the whole time, I'm like, why wouldn't he just take both of you?
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
fucking
a
strong.
big, strong demon.
It's not an option of which way. If he wants both of you,
Maybe
just
he
take
can't
you.
fly with
Also,
two people.
he just
Yeah.
like killed people without eating them, and he could just like take
Yeah.
both of them and kill them.
Yeah,
Right.
but they do show that the creeper starts to think about it, I guess, because we sit here for an uncomfortably long amount of time with him with
Smelling.
Derry in the chokehold, smelling him
And
up.
Derry, like, he like was foaming at the mouth, like, great acting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good job, Justin Long. Foaming up. Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gross.
Yeah.
So much
Ew.
spittle.
Ew. Ew.
Oh wait, we also get to see the creeper's face in
Yes.
the thing.
Yes,
Where
I
he-
loved this.
You're like, so you see his. Why am I gesturing? Everyone at home, I'm gesturing.
She
my
has her hands over her face
over my
as if they
face.
were some sort of
Like-
aquatic fins.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. So it's over my face, and so when he's just creeping around, it's kind of normal face with some extra bits on it, and then at this moment he decides to be like, "Fuck
Yeah.
fuck you," and he spreads them all out, kind of aliens, little down your throat monster thing with the little phalanges.
yeah.
It is like that.
Kind of spidery, kind
Looks
of
like aquatic fins to me.
Yeah,
too, or something,
yeah.
You know, some sort
but
of
like fingery too. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he hangs out with that for a while. He's stimulated. I don't know about overstimulated.
Yeah.
Actually, at this point, we realize he's not stimulated despite all the sniffing. That's where you see his crotch for the first time.
Smooth.
Yes,
Yeah.
smooth.
Like
Ken-
a Barbie. Yeah.
Ken
Ken.
Eat a
situation.
couple dicks or two. 'cause,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you saw the House of Pain earlier,
Right.
you know, the House of Pain.
Yeah.
That's what it likes to call it. It's House of Pain.
yeah, I
there
remember.
were several dicks on the wall, so
Oh,
he
yeah.
had plenty of
Access.
opportunity to
Yeah.
eat dick. And clearly, despite making out with a cop head,
Right.
maybe he's just not into dick, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
okay.
He doesn't need to fuck anything.
Yeah.
He's eating things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
but why not eat a dick once in a while?
Yeah.
Come on, creeper, eat a dick once in a while.
I say it all the time. I say it all the time.
That's what I said. I mean, when I meet creepers out on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're like,
That's kind of
eat
your
a dick.
catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eat a dick once in a while.
I'm more like, I see you haven't been eating dick.
Yeah.
I think that's a good tact if you're face to face with a creeper, like make fun of their genitalia or lack of. But fast forward, creeper butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay.
The
That was a little
creeper
preview.
has Justin Long, he has his Darius, and he flies out the window,
Yeah.
shoots out the
Ow.
window,
Yeah.
and is flying
On the full
away.
And it looks great.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And all of a
and
sudden, Trish
levitates to the ground and is running after her.
Oh, yeah.
Going
Yeah.
through this mile-long labyrinth of a police station.
Yeah.
but pow, out there.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Maybe he just hovered outside for a little while and waiting for her.
Yeah. Because the time doesn't make sense. It took him so long to get up there, and then all of a sudden she just ran out the front door in no time.
Yeah.
Past all those cops and everything.
And we see her running after the creeper in Derry. It looks really good.
Yeah.
The flying scene.
But I guess she doesn't get very far, right? Because then the next time we see her is at the police station. So
I think she gives up pretty quick. She just ran to the
end of the because he disappears. Like she like goes under some trees.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Like, silhouetted against the moon.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
Wowie. Mm-hmm. And then she runs under some trees, and then he's just gone.
Right.
I think it's because magic.
Yeah.
Right. Supernatural.
Yeah. I think a lot of the plot holes can be solved by magic.
Magic. Mm-hmm. Demon stuff.
So we see now a new setting. Obviously, the creeper burned down the abandoned church where he had all of his trophies.
Wait, do we see her back at the police station first before we? Because that's the fun. Okay, we do. Her parents come to pick her up. She's disheveled. Blah blah blah.
Traumatized.
Giselle's like, "Hey, girl," and that was pretty boring and not really important to mention. But now we're on to the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where we're in the new location. It's some sort of like factory of some kind, some
very
industrial.
Wet.
Yeah,
wet.
There's
rainy.
a leak. There's a leak there.
Factory.
Some sort of steel mill.
A water factory, I think, that was producing water.
Yeah,
it had to be.
And we see the creeper. We see a butt crack.
Yeah.
Beside, he's sitting on a regular wooden bench.
Very funny to see him sitting. I don't know why.
He was sitting like a little elf, like a Keebler elf sitting making a shoe
he's
or
a
something.
Cobbler.
Yeah, cobbler.
Exactly.
He's got a cobbler bench.
He's over in his art bench doing some stuff,
and
we see a funny little butt crack.
Yeah, pretty cute.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that they included that because you're like, real.
Yeah.
Real. That creeper shits.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Then
he gets up and we see more of his butt. I'm just saying, I don't mean to like linger on the butt thing, but
no, you just see the butt.
I don't want to be weird about this or creepy, if you will. He had a pretty nice butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, except for all the scales.
Yeah. I mean, scaly and green and
you can moisturize a little bit, but I mean,
you can tell he did some squats, is what I'm saying. A little bubble butt, if you will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably a pretty satisfying slap, you know?
Yeah.
You said it.
I'd probably be satisfied.
Yeah.
And wings. We got to see his wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's one thing I think to this movie's credit, you really see the monster. And I think I said it before, but so many horror movies, everything, you don't see the monster ever.
Yeah.
You just see it flash by.
Yeah.
And they really, and while some of it's goofy, the hat, oh my God, the hat's so bad. The hair's so bad. The face is so weird. The long coat, like a trench coat mafia situation.
Right.
That's a real throwback. Anyway, all of it is weird choices, but I gotta respect to showing the monster, which so many horror movies just
and I
won't
thought
do.
they doled it out pretty good too, where you see like the long shot of him daylight. It's
In the
daylight
beginning.
the first time you see him, but he could just be some weirdo guy with a weird get up on at that point. And then you see him in super darkness, a little bit here and there. You get a glimpse of his face, and by the end of it, full on
form.
And I did appreciate that too.
And it was all practical, except for here and there, practical effects.
Very little CGI.
Yeah, which I love a practical effect. It's
I'd rather look at a real fake thing than some computer generated fake thing.
And a lot of times the problem where practical effects can fail is that they look all rubbery and fake. And they did a good job. I think they did a really good job with the monster.
I read that they actually did create wings, practical effect wings for the monster, but they were so heavy that it was like completely unfeasible for him to even walk around with them. So they scrapped it. Plus it was like way more expensive than just editing later.
Yeah, and I'm sure the ones that we saw in the end there were just like kind of like non-movable, just stick on.
But you gotta appreciate the effort.
Yeah,
for sure. It's refreshing to not just be like constantly having CGI monsters shoved down your throat all the time.
Yeah,
like we are.
And
now.
It looked like the actor had a good amount of range of motion in there too, so it must have been pretty well made. And like I love like the Michael Keaton Batman, where once he gets the Batman suit on, it's like a lot of hard rubber, so he can't move his neck at all. Every time he's talking to somebody, he has to move his whole upper body.
I mean, I'm sure if like it was here in front of us right now, we'd be like, ugh.
Right,
that looks dumb.
Yeah.
But like not only did they shot it in well as well, like so much of the movie is obviously bad and cheesy, but like the treatment of the monster is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
Kinda. So yeah, he's sitting at his little workbench.
Little bottom.
Yeah,
cobbling.
and we see what he's working on. It's the last shot of the movie, and it's Justin Long's
Pans up.
Yeah, pans
up. So we see the rose tattoo.
Yeah. Who could that be? Oh, I know who it is now.
That's why. It's so there's no confusion because they were really worried the audience wasn't gonna be able to keep up.
Maybe this is a different victim he got in between them.
Yeah, like who is this? I don't know.
And just so close to his crotch.
Very close.
They panned up.
I noticed that they had to probably do some shaving down there to make sure. We were down in that region where.
Justin Long, do you think he grows pubic hair?
I asked. Yeah, I think he does. I looked this up, and he in fact does.
There's certain websites you probably could find out.
I went to celebritypubes.org.
Oh,
yeah. .org.
.edu.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Do you run that website?
No, I don't know who does it. It's not me.
It's not highly profitable.
Yeah.
Google, is that available domain?
Well, that's why I chose the .org, is so no one's gonna go buy it from it under me. You know? Yeah.
What would be like? It has to be some country domain that's like PU would be good. Celebritypubes.pu.
That would be good.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, well, we're panning up and we see Justin Long's tattoo, a lot of his pubic region. Panning up, we get to his face and he's missing
his eyeballs.
His peepers.
His
peepers. And we hear in the background, Jeepers, Papers.
Because this guy likes the oldies.
Yeah,
he likes listening to the oldies.
He's a traditionalist.
He probably only listens to the Jeepers Creepers song because he's like, oh, that's me, you know?
I mean, sometimes you get a song stuck in your head, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a little gramophone down there and listens to like the oldies on. And
he just has it on repeat. Like, just
yeah.
Do we want to spoil what the stinger is there at the end?
Do it.
Yeah.
So we see Justin Long's peeperless.
Yeah.
Just straight shot through his eye. I feel like that's overkill. You could just like melon ball those shitters out. You don't need to take out the back of his skull too.
Yeah, I know they had to like to call out the whole.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm
you
sorry.
can see right through him.
Yeah, you see the background and you linger on his eyeless face, eye holes, and it zooms in on a single eye hole, eyeless ball eye hole. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You see all the bits and grisly bits, and then waka! It's the creeper looking through the back of Justin Long's skull.
Right down the barrel of the camera with Justin Long's supposedly own eye.
Oh, whoa. Now he has Justin Long. I don't know how that would work. Magic, I guess. The answer we have to use is magic.
Yeah,
Demon magic.
It's probably magic.
Yeah. So now the creeper has Justin Long's eyeballs. And on to Jeepers Creepers 2. Please pause while we watch that, and we'll be right back.
Well, I was going to ask you about Jeepers Creepers. So you guys know the poster. We're looking at it right here. Does the creeper ever wear anything over his face like that? And does it
I think that's supposed to be the dead guy in the beginning in the bag.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, here, it's on the cover of the DVD.
Yeah.
We see it in the beginning where he stitched up. Okay, that's the other thing. He threw the bodies down there, and they find Justin Long, Derry, goes down, finds the body, and one of them is alive.
Yeah.
And the creeper had obviously taken something out of his torso and then sewed him back up.
Why?
Poorly.
Yeah.
Did not do a good job.
Yeah.
And the dead guy's like, I'm kind of pissed they don't tell us what he said.
I think he said hide.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said
hide.
too.
I think he was trying to.
I thought you were going to say, I think he said hi.
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 He's just screaming.
Hey. Okay, that makes more sense. He doesn't hide. That's so dumb. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Hide. This dead guy, my famous last words, fucking hide. And he's like, And then he just strolls around the fucking place
But
for a little while.
why does the creeper bother to sew anyone up or anything? Like, if you're keeping a trophy, I guess it makes sense to put that lady's head back on her body so it stays in one piece.
Well, I think it was a different body because remember they found her body but not her head.
Oh yeah.
So he did that for her, is give her a body so she could.
And then they made the guy that died with her hold hands with the body of the stranger.
Yeah, and they sewed their arms together. It's art. Matt,
Yeah.
why are you
Yeah.
questioning
I'm sorry,
it? It's
guys.
art.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand art.
Okay, it's art. Just move on.
So there was a lot of things that made me mad about this movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's mostly how everyone acts and reacts or doesn't react. That's basically it. It's also the stupid decision making of almost every character in this movie, especially the main two characters.
Right.
Mostly Trish, if we're being honest, you know.
Okay, so they never say directly that they aren't. We know that they filmed in Florida.
Yes.
But they never say they're in Florida. It's like vaguely south.
Yes.
Southern. But I feel like some of the decisions in this movie say meth to me. So I believe Florida. I believe Florida. Sorry, Florida.
I did
Whitney's
read...
making all sorts of enemies in this.
I did read that there's a time when they've crossed from whatever county, the first one, into Poho.
Yeah, Pocatello.
Pertwally, whatever it was. They start out in one county and they end up in Poho County. And Poho County apparently is something that Victor Salva uses in multiple movies. Like it's like kind of how Stephen King does his, everything's
Maine,
in the universe.
Yeah.
And the name Derry is a reference to Stephen King's It, which takes place in the town of Derry. Spelled differently, but said the same way.
Wow.
Funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that pervert really digs deep.
Also, a movie and book about a supernatural creature who wakes up every so long.
Oh shit, he stole this whole fucking idea.
Yeah,
dude.
Man, he's a pervert and a fucking thief.
And in that one, he specifically targets children a lot. At least in the first cycle. Anyway.
So he was like, what if I did it, but even more pervy?
But more sniffing.
Yeah. What if I write all my pervy tendencies into it, though, instead?
What if I'm jacking off the entire time I write this movie and see what comes out?
Oh my God.
Can I get the director's blanket? We're going to do a sniffing scene. The director's pillow.
That's horrible.
Put it on my lap.
Oh my God.
Okay, moving right along.
Hey, I know that some people, Garrett, are going to be really curious about the cars involved. I did look it up.
Oh, good.
So, the vehicle, colloquially called the Creeper Truck, is a dilapidated 1941 Chevrolet COE.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, I see
know.
that now. It's the dilapidation that threw me off.
Yeah.
And the car that Trish and Derry were driving is a 1960 Chevrolet Impala 4-door sedan.
Damn. I called it as a sedan.
Yeah, and a Chevy.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
think you did, right? Didn't
I
you
know
say-
some things.
Damn.
Nope, that was just a
damn,
guess.
girl.
I mean,
Well, good guess.
Yeah.
thanks. That's important to know because again, both those cars were like major characters.
Yeah.
I legitimately did watch the second one and I can't remember.
Is there any carry through? Is it like the same?
I mean, the
characters at all?
creeper's the same.
Sure.
But like worse. You think like it's hokey in this,
really?
it's so bad. Like but like you're like, oh, practical effects, those are pretty good. Oh no, they fucked it up this time around. It's not good. You're like, oh, they're gonna show it.
Did they put a dick on it?
It's all day. Honestly, that would have saved it. I don't remember any of the plot, but I do remember like, oh, they're showing a lot of the monster this time. Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Stop showing it.
No.
Turn the lights off.
Where's your trench coat?
Cut the power, please.
Yeah. So I have not seen the third one, and apparently there's a fourth one now.
That's
The third
horrible.
one came out in 2017.
The fourth one came out 2022.
I know, which is wild.
Did he direct the 2022 one?
Oh,
How
I
has
don't
Victor
know.
Salva not been canceled? Victor Salva.
I think he was canceled.
Not enough.
I know. I think that he was canceled after the third one because
No, the 2022 is directed by Timo, and you say
that guy. Yeah, I love his work.
Vuo Rensola.
Forced to travel with her boyfriend.
Yeah, that 7 on.
Oh my God, that is one of the
7% on
we gotta
Rotten
watch
Tomatoes?
this. This is the next Dump Night movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What is going on with the face? Oh, that's a close up. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
I see what's happening
the
there.
teeth.
Reborn. Wow. Wowie. Wow. Yeah, no, so it's my recollection, because again, this is one of I really liked this movie. I still do technically, though, again, thinking about this too hard is really really fucks it up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the movie. I bought the DVD, all that jazz. And I watched the second one. I was deeply disappointed. How shitty it was. And then when the third one came out, I was like, oh. And then I was like, then all the shit came out about the director, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna watch that. I mean, also it was like widely panned as horrible. So.
Weird though. I just can't believe, because again, when it comes to movie sequels, third time's the charm usually.
And also like so much good shit to build on.
I
here.
know.
Just quality
world building,
storytelling.
and,
Yes.
So much they could have done with it. It sounds like
still at the hour 28 mark. So
do you think they like the third one really tied up all those plot holes? Do you think?
I think so.
Let me explain why he drives a truck.
It explains how he preserves the dead bodies.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that there could have been a whole like YouTube shorts on taxidermy with the creeper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, taxidermy, I guess.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. It's kind of like how they do it with fish.
Yeah.
They have to preserve
fur.
the skin somehow. A little bit of fur. There's some bush on
You think it's
some of
resin with fish? I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I have with fur. Nope, I still don't know how that works.
Don't know.
And I don't think our audience expected us to know.
Did you expect that?
And now let's talk about taxidermy. Depends, a completely different podcast.
Well, we actually do have a podcast about taxidermy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Link to it below.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there is a taxidermy place down in Arkansas, close to where I'm from, called Billy Bob's Banking and Taxidermy.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a bank and taxidermy service.
That's sort of hand in hand usually.
Yeah, I just love it.
So I can see like some really good like wallets.
Yeah.
Coin purses.
Can you imagine opening your first bank account there?
And they give you like a little like taxidermied frog to keep change in.
They hollow it out with a little coin slot.
No, those are a real thing, and I
Your
definitely
wallet
want one.
has like a squirrel tail coming off of it. Pretty cool.
I love that.
No. Okay. So
well, guys,
for rating system.
Okay, that's exactly what I was.
I don't know if you had an idea. My idea was that the rating could be out of how many 1941 Chevrolet heavy duty COEs.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
I was going to say out of how many sniffs.
That's good too. How many sniffs?
I didn't have
Wait, is this 1 to 10, 1 to 5?
10.
Okay.
1 to 10.
And it's completely arbitrary.
Okay.
So you can do it however you want.
Well, I mean, I'm going to stand by this being one of my favorite horror movies.
Let's do sniffs.
Okay.
Because it is your pick and your favorite.
Well,
so.
and also I don't remember all the stuff you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to give it 7.5 sniffs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to sniff 7.5 times?
No.
We'll just sniff into the mic. No, kidding.
Please
Matt,
do that.
What's your...
Well, even though I said we only watched one horror movie earlier, I forgot Ghosts of Mars technically counts.
That's
probably.
not a horror movie.
I enjoyed this a lot more than both of those movies. I can't remember what I rated them, but I know they got low scores. My ratings are all over the place. It's been basically arbitrary at this point, but tonight I feel like despite how mad I was at every character all the time,
it made you feel something.
And I haven't felt anything in a long time, so I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give it 5.5. I almost said 6. I don't think I can bring myself to give it a 6. I'm going to give it 5.5 big whips.
Nice.
And 3 bonus severed body parts.
Oh.
2 pairs of underpants.
Yeah.
3 body parts, 2 pairs of underpants, and 5.5 big sniffs. Big creepy sniffs. Kelsey, what did you think about Jeepers Creepers?
It was a fun rewatch. It had been a while since I've seen it. I had forgotten most of it. I knew the premise and I knew I thought it was really scary the first time when I saw it.
This time?
No, not scary anymore. It is fun to rewatch, though, as infuriating as parts of it are. It is fun to see Justin Long, too. I think he did it well in the movie. I'm going to give it, I think, 6 sniffs.
Yeah.
It's better than average for me. And look, our rating system is fucked. We'll admit it. It is based on, we are comparing it to things we've already watched, which most of them have not been great. I'm going to stand by 6 sniffs and then 8 cats.
Yeah, perfect. 8 bonus cats.
8 bonus cats, yeah.
Wow.
So
that's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, watch it.
Honestly, compared to the other movies we've seen and what we've given them, that's a pretty good score.
It's like maybe the 2nd or 3rd highest score I've given.
I did, despite being angry at most every character, I was very entertained throughout the movie as a whole.
You're not there for the acting, plot, character development,
right?
Scariness,
no,
any of it really, but entertaining.
Yeah,
for sure. Also, just long.
Yeah. And you know what I really appreciate? A short runtime.
Yeah.
This did not drag on like some movies, you know, where it's like, Jesus, why is this 2.5 hours? This was a nice hour and a half. That's all it needed to be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they could have beaten that dead horse anymore.
Right. And I'm glad they didn't.
There's nothing left. Couldn't have run over that monster.
Well, I do feel like the runtime is already padded out just by how long we had to watch non-reactive characters doing nothing to the things they're seeing. So it was probably a huge effort to get the movie up to the hour and a half it was, because they could have tightened it up so many places.
It was literally like a 45-minute movie, and they're like, can you stare gay mouth for 45 more seconds, please?
Yeah. More car shots driving down the road,
please.
But keep it tight on the car because we don't want to see the metropolis in the background.
And can we have seen the creeper get gas one time? You know?
That is so funny. Like, how does he function?
Yeah. And especially, you know, at the time that he was doing this, like every 23 years, things are a lot different. Every 23 years, he would come back up.
If he came out in 2001, that means he was here last year.
Actually, guys, I'm the creeper.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what year was the car, did you say?
1960.
No,
his car?
The Creepmobile.
41.
41. So he probably got it new.
Yeah, true.
Guys, that was actually a lot of fun. Whitney, thank you so much for making that good selection.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Whitney.
Yeah, it was great to have you on, and that was a great pick, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
well,
much better than Steve's pick.
I'm not saying that this is the best movie that came out in 2001, but wait, it's 2001. I keep saying 2001. I apologize.
2001 works,
But it's not right. It was 2001.
No, it sounds bizarre when you say it like that.
Yeah, I apologize.
You can make it happen.
This is the best movie that came out in 2001.
Wow.
I'm laying it on the line, guys.
Damn.
Well, we'll see. When we watch all 340 movies that came out in 2001.
There's more than that.
How long is this podcast going to go on?
Yeah, the rest of our lives. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another 6 years.
Shit. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
This is 2001, A Film Policy, signing out.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.